Good morning student. In the last set of video we have completed our chapter 1 of physics. Now onwards we are going to start our second chapter, and the name of the chapter is force and pressure with motion. Few topics we will learn in this chapter. The topic related to motion, that what is motion, then we will study about force, and then we will study about pressure. Before moving on, first we will study about rest. That what does rest means? Rest, or you can say that stationary. Rest, or you can say it stationary. So when any object is said to be at rest, so we can say that an object is said to be at rest. An object is said to be at rest when that object does not changes its position with respect to time. Rest or stationary, we can say that an object is said to be at rest when that object does not changes its position with respect to time. It means the position of the object is not being changed. Let us take few example. For example, we can say that a house is stationary. House does not move from one place to another place. Then we can say electric pole is also stationary. It does not move from one place to another place. Then telephone pole, we can say. One more, we can say trees. These are the objects which do not changes its position. That's why these objects are said to be at rest. Hope that rest is clear to you. Next topic we will see motion. Now, as per the definition of motion, we can say that an object which continuously changes its position. An object which continuously changes its position with respect to time. If an object continuously changes its position with respect to time, then that object is said to be in motion. Then that object, we can say that the object is in motion. Let us see some example. For example, car, bus, train, aeroplane. These are those objects which always, or we can say which continuously changes its position with respect to time. That's why these objects are said to be in motion. Now we will learn two more terms in motion. Next we will learn about slow motion and fast motion. Next we will learn about slow motion. By that name we can say that the motion or the movement which is very slow, or we can say that the movement which cannot be observed easily. The motion of the body, we can define it, the motion of the body which cannot be observed easily is called slow motion. Then we can say that object is in slow motion. The motion of the body which cannot be observed easily is called slow motion. Similarly, another term we will study, that is fast motion. We can say the motion of the body which can be observed easily is called fast motion. The motion of the body which can be observed easily is called fast motion. Let us see some example related to both slow motion and fast motion. Now suppose let us talk about clock. We are talking about clock. Clock has 3 hands. 1, 2, 3. The first hand we can say hour hand. Second hand is minute. And the third is second hand. Now among these 3 hands, we can observe the motion of or the movement of the second hand. So this second hand will be called as, it is in fast motion. And with these 2 hands, hour hand and minute hand, we do not see moving these 2 hands, but it moves, it changes its position, but we cannot observe the movement of these 2 hands. That's why it will be called as slow motion. I hope that up to here it is clear. Next we will see type of motion. Next, type of motion. There are various types of motion. Let us see one by one. First we will see the names of the type of motion. The very first type of motion is translatory motion. The first type of motion is translatory motion, and within this translatory motion again there is 2 different type of motion. The first is rectilinear motion and second is curvilinear motion. Curvilinear motion. The second type of motion is rotational motion. Third type of motion is circular motion. The fourth type of motion is repetitive motion. And again within this repetitive motion, again there are 2 type of motion. The first is periodic motion. Second is non-periodic motion. The fifth type of motion is oscillatory motion. Sixth type of motion is random motion. These are the mainly 6 type of motion. Translatory motion, it has again 2 parts, rectilinear, curvilinear. Then second, rotational motion. Third, circular motion. Fourth, repetitive motion. And again in repetitive motion there are 2 parts, periodic motion, non-periodic motion. The fifth one is oscillatory motion and the sixth one is random motion. Let us see one by one related to these motion. First we will see translatory motion. Translatory motion. Let us see first the definition of translatory motion. We can say that the motion where all parts of an object moves the same distance in a given time is called translatory motion is called translatory motion. Let us see. Definition is saying the motion where all parts of an object moves the same distance in a given time is called translatory motion. Let us see an example to make it more clear. For example, let us take a ball. Suppose this is a ball, cricket ball. Now, cricket ball has face. Every side, when you will touch a cricket ball, you will see everywhere there is a face, and the face, when it will roll down, the face of the ball will cover always the same distance in the same time. This type of motion is called translatory motion. Now let us see the first type of translatory motion, that is rectilinear motion. The first type of translatory motion is rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion. Rectilinear, by this name we can say that straight line, straight path. We can say it a straight path or motion in a straight line. So how we can define rectilinear motion? If an object is moving in a straight path, if an object is moving in a straight path, then the motion of that object is called rectilinear motion. The motion in a straight line, in short you can say that the motion in a straight line is called rectilinear motion. Or you can define it, if an object is moving in a straight path, then the motion of that object will be called as rectilinear motion. Let us see some example. For example, we can say that a car running in a straight road, a car running in a straight road, or we can say that bullet fired from the gun, bullet fired from the gun. These are some of the examples of a rectilinear motion. There are some more examples which is given in your book, and your task is to read the book and try to understand those examples. Next we will see curvilinear motion. Curvilinear motion. Let us first define this motion. By its name, curvilinear, curvy means a curve, path. We can define it, the motion in a curved path is called curvilinear motion. Or let us see by a statement, if an object is moving in a curved path, if an object is moving in a curved path, then the motion of that object is said to be curvilinear motion. Let us see some example. If an object is moving in a curved path, then the motion of that object is said to be in curvilinear motion. Let us see some example how the object is moving in a curved path. Like a runner running on a curved racing track. A runner or an athlete which runs on a curved racing track. Suppose this is a racing track, the path is not straight, it is in curve. That's why we can say that the motion along this curve will be called as curvilinear motion. Or you can say that throwing a stone If a child is throwing stone, suppose a child is throwing stone from here, definitely he will throw stone like this. So this, the path of motion of this stone will be curvilinear. These type of motion are called curvilinear motion. Hope that translatory motion with its two parts, rectilinear and curvilinear, is quite clear to you. Let us move to the second type of motion, that is circular motion. Circular motion. By its name, circular, then the word circular has been derived from circle and motion. It means that we can say that the motion in a circular path. The motion in a circular path is called circular motion, or we can define it: if an object is moving along a circular path, if an object is moving along a circular path, then the object is said to be in circular motion. Or in short, you can define the object moving in a circular path is called circular motion. The path should be circular. In this path, if an object moves in this path, then that object will be said to be in circular motion. Let us see some example. For example, we can say that movement of moon around the earth, movement of moon around the earth, or you can say that movement of earth around the sun. These are the examples of circular motion. Like movement of moon around the earth, the moon is moving around the earth in a circular orbit. Similarly, earth is also revolving around the sun in a circular orbit. These type of example will be called in circular motion. Let us see the third type of motion, and that is rotational motion. The third type is rotational motion. First, let us define rotational motion. We can say when an object spins about a fixed axis is called rotational motion. By definition, we can define it: when an object spins about a fixed axis is called rotational motion. Let us make it more clear by an example. Like example, we can say, take that spinning top, the top rotates or spin about a fixed axis, or we can say that potter's wheel, or you can say turning of bicycle, wheel. These are the examples where an object spins about a fixed axis. It means that path is fixed and the object is continuously rotating around that path. These type of motion will be called as rotational motion. Now your task today, up to here I am teaching you. In the remaining type of motion we will see in the next video. Your task is to go through the chapter. It means you have to read line by line each and every line of the chapter till rotational motion, and if you are having any doubt, you can raise your query through dashboard